This is the only chair I've ever had, but when I go shopping for another chair, I'm really going to look for a chair that's similar to this. Easy to use and low profile. As much as what doesn't draw the other person's eye directly to the chair itself as opposed to me, which is, you know, kind of what I said. I wanted kind of a low profile chair. I think mine's mostly black and like a dark metallic gray.
One of the most important things to me is the height of the chair, where I'm able to get up to a business meeting table, I'm able to get up to a computer table, I'm able to get up to a table in a restaurant without banging my knees or without having to sit sideways at the table. That's more important to me.
I know right after my accident, I didn't know what kind of wheelchair I wanted, and instead of educating me on it, they kind of just chose themselves. They ordered me a chair and did it themselves. And when I got it, I didn't know any better. I didn't know that the wheelchair was too big for me, and it was difficult to get in and out of my car because it was too big. And it really made me mad when I finally did realize that they had ordered a chair for me without any thought to maybe what would be best for me and my independence, and so that's a huge problem.
With all the great technological advancements we've made in the wheelchair industry, I just wish that they could make an armrest that would not crack.
You know, and as a user of wheelchairs, like, it's up to us to kind of tell them what we want, and we deserve to get what we want and what's going to make us the most independent and allow us to function.
The chair I'm in right now I've had for 8 years and never have any issues. If you take care of your chair, you do your maintenance, you keep it cleaned up, you take care of it, it can last you a long time.
One custom position here for the dog, a thing for my pen, for my garage door opener, so I can access that. Then I also built the footrest on here with a place to hold my leather bag so it doesn't drop all the way down. Place for my telephone, and then the wheels on the front of the wheel, the footrest there for pushing doors open.
We ended up with a final version of the carry-on, which is on the back. What this thing does is allows my wife, my grandkids, anybody to travel with me. When she wants to get on, she doesn't have to mess up her hands because it's spring hinged. It goes up with your foot, comes down, pop back on, and we're off and running. And if you got really silly and crazy and people think you fall off, that is as good as it gets.
Well, I made a custom Easy Lock bracket, and so I've got about this much clearance below the bolt, and no, I got plenty of clearance. But again, it was a custom job that my dad and I welded up, and so no, it's out of the way. But the standard Easy Lock, you only have about a ½ inch of clearance, and yeah, that will get hung up on anything, but not mine, no. Even curb cropping, I can do that, it doesn't get hung up.
I work in the demolition industry. That's how I lost my legs in a demolition accident. And I need to get out onto the job site and be able to get around and see what's going on, talk with my employees. So I needed something that would let me do that easily. This chair, it's a Segway that I have modified to be able to ride it. The reason I went with this model is because of the two-wheel design. I'm able to get around in real tight places. So I had to build the seat, had to build the steering, had to build the parking device to allow me to park and lock it down so I can get on and off, you know, climb on and off of the Segway without it tipping over. So we tweaked on it. This is prototype number 3 we've come up with, and we're trying to figure out how to get them out of the market because they've basically changed my life. Before, with my other wheelchair, you know, it was fine. I was able to get around, but you know, go to a friend's house, something like that, use their bathroom, just a real tight spot. So I started riding this, and ever since the day I started riding it, I've never gotten back on my wheelchair, my other wheelchair by choice. It really, it's all about the compact maneuverability. I mean, being able to turn around in its own footprint, that's just fantastic. Being able to roll over rough terrain, that's probably the second thing that is the best about it. We have some designs in progress to where the center of gravity of the person would be pushed further back, a little foot plate, some other designs to where they could ride it the same as I could. It's designed to be able to be installed, on a standard Segway without modifying the Segway itself at all. So I guess the word is it tricks the system into thinking that somebody's standing on it.
For details about 8 of the top power wheelchairs on the market today, tune in to the Power Wheelchair Comparison web series. Transportation provided by the Braun Entervan. www.braunability.com. Brought to you by the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation and Gold Pictures. Filmed on location at Universal Studios, California.